All right, hi everybody. We have so much to cover in today's video. Today, I'm going to be showing you why you can never react to anything that women say or do to move you off center. And this is the female nature illusion, okay? So what I'm going to do today is show you why you cannot react to any of these things, and I'm going to show you how to pass these interest tests, and I'm going to show you a different way to look at life so that way you can actually get ahead and have long-lasting dating and relationship success with far less effort because you see things differently. So that's very important, is actually understanding that the reason why you're probably not getting the relationship success that you want is because there's false beliefs that you hold that are actually false, but you believe them to probably be close to 100% true. So since you believe the wrong things, it actually holds you back. So not only do I have to show you what to do, I actually have to show you what beliefs we have to remove so that way you can have correct beliefs that will work. Okay, so this is a very important video. Stay with me through the whole thing. Inside my community, this guy goes, language of women works even if you don't execute it perfectly. Okay, this is so cool. I have to read this to you. He goes, I joined about a month ago coming out of a relationship. And then down below, he goes, Monday this week, a girl that viewed me as a friend asked me if I want to go for drinks. We went and it turned into a crazy evening. After we left the first place, she started grabbing my hand as we walked to the next place. Later, we ended up at her place. And then he goes, all of this, when she told me earlier in the evening, she is after another dude. I didn't even use all of the stuff in front end game. Super excited to perfect the art of the language of women. Thanks, Casey. I think you have literally figured it all out. I have a couple of other girls texting and calling me as well. Guys, this is the type of results that I see. Okay, so since I'm helping all these guys learn, understand, and actually master the language of women, I know that I can help you with this too, because like I see this stuff all the time, those types of posts. Join us inside of that after today's video is over. It's amazing. Like, you have to check it out. It's my life's work. It took me months to build. All right, let's actually dive into the video. Okay, so there is only one way that a woman can prove to herself that you are stronger than her in all ways, so that way you can actually satisfy her hypergamy. So you have to understand that she wants to look at you as the strongest man she's ever met. She wants to be like, okay, he's emotionally stronger than me. He checks all these boxes. He's just a strong man. Okay, this is what she wants. So this allows her to satisfy her hypergamy. So the only way that she can actually do this is by testing you. So the very first false belief or the very first misconception that we have to break or we have to get rid of is this, okay? Majority of men assume that women pull back when the man shows weakness, overinvests, or demonstrates excess emotional attachment. Now this is true, okay? But it's also a false belief, and I will explain why. Women will most likely pull back when you demonstrate weakness and overinvestment and you demonstrate too much emotional attachment. They probably will. But it goes even deeper. The reason why it's a misconception is because guys will think, well, okay, now she's gone if I do these things. So what I have to do is I have to execute the dating dynamic and the relationship perfectly so that way this doesn't happen. And this is false. Women will pull away if you demonstrate weakness, but what you have to know is this. Women will always pull away and appear to leave you or attempt to leave you, appear to show disinterest. Women will always pull away even if you're doing everything right. Okay, so this is why this is so important. You could be doing everything right. She could have a very high attachment towards you. She could really like you. She could really even love you. She might think that you're amazing in all ways. And you maybe haven't even overinvested and you have not shown too much interest and you have not over communicated. Very important to understand this. But then hypergamy still needs to be satisfied. So she will always have doubt. So she's going to say, okay, are you actually what you say you are? So even if you're doing everything perfectly and you have not over communicated any kind of love or attachment, well, guess what? Number one, she's going to say, okay, well, are you actually strong though? Okay. Is this an act? Are you acting? She's also going to say, okay, well, let's see if we can get him emotionally reactive. Even if he's doing everything perfect, I'm just going to not text him for 5.5 days in a row just to see what he does. I'm going to just throw a temper tantrum or argument and I'm going to create some drama just to see if he'll react. You will run into tests even if you do everything perfect. So this is what you have to understand as a man. Like, this is the one thing that guys really have to understand, is whether you do everything right or everything wrong, her nature is to still test you so she can prove to herself that you are strong enough to be with her. Her whole goal is to constantly satisfy hypergamy. So if you are going to be seeing a woman for an extended period of time, you are going to run into tests. This is what you have to know, okay? So her feminine nature that you'll find is based on illusions and a mask or a perception of femininity. So she wants to give you the perception of femininity. So what she is going to put in front of you is behavior that's sweet, very nice, appearing like, she's very loving. This is her feminine nature, is to put that in front of you. Now, here's where most men go wrong. When most men notice these things, what they allow to happen is they allow themselves to become less masculine. So they reciprocate and they match her energy with more love. You cannot do that. She's attracted to you because of your masculinity in the first place. So you don't want to lower that. So here's what you have to understand. Her goal a lot of times, or not even goal consciously, a lot of times this might even happen subconscious. Just naturally she's going to do these things. Her goal is to raise your emotional investment so she can find a good reason to leave you. And then she goes, aha, I got you. I got you. You're not who you said you were. You're not as masculine as you appeared to be in the beginning. And what happens is she actually proves to herself that she can get you to become weak and less masculine. So here's what will happen. When you think all is perfect, everything is perfect, okay, and everything is fine, this is when oftentimes she will create an emotional storm to test your resilience. She wants to see how resilient you are. She wants to see if you're strong. She wants to see if you have strong emotions, meaning that you can have some kind of emotional fortitude and backbone. So what I can tell you is this: never react ever. If you notice that she's created any kind of emotional storm to attempt to move you off center, never, ever, ever, ever react to this, ever. If you react, here's what's going to happen. She will feel like you have a fear of loss. As soon as you show that you have a fear of loss of the relationship, she will really pull back and exit because you've proven that you're attached and you need her. Women want you to like them and be stable and strong, but she does not want you to need her, which means she can never be your first priority. You have to always remain strong and capable and on your purpose and your path day to day. So I'm going to help you with this even further to understand, because never ever fear losing her in the relationship. And here's why. Let a different guy over pursue. Let a different guy ask her out when she doesn't even want to see him. Let a different guy make all the mistakes. You remain strong. Here's what I can tell you. The number one emotion that turns a woman off more than anything is fear. Fear. If you have fear, this is going to really lower her attraction, and here's why. You need to carry yourself like you have no fear of loss of the relationship ever, and here's why. Fear, okay, is the opposite of faith. Okay, stick with me here. Fear is the opposite of faith. Without faith, a man cannot have any strength, right? Man cannot have strength. He can't have strength because he has no faith. Fear is the opposite of faith. Faith within yourself, right? Faith is the backbone of masculinity, okay? So if you understand that it's your job to have strength and belief, right, in yourself and in who you are, you lose that element of being fearful because you believe that you're complete as is. So let me give you an example. Faith is the backbone of masculinity. So me, myself, this is my theory. This is just my own belief. I am of the belief personally that God gives a man strength, okay, or God is the only thing that can truly give a man internal strength, because that is the backbone of your faith, right? Which is why he's referred to as the Father, right? So when people think of that element of masculine, they think of the Father, right? If you just think of traits that would emulate the Father, it would be courage, right? Strength, resiliency, things like that. That is the opposite of fear, right? So you have to never get reactive. You have to never be in a reactive state, because being in a reactive state is going to equal fear. Fear is going to turn her off because fear is the opposite of faith. I hope that makes sense. So this is why he's referred to as the Father, right? So a man has to have such strong faith, okay, and belief in himself, or he will fall to weakness. This is what you're going to find. The second that your faith starts to decrease, the second you're going to get weaker. The second you get weaker, she pulls back. You lose that sense of self-belief. Now, over here in this column, I'm going to show you how to be confident and pass all of the tests while never being reactive ever. I'm going to show you how to never be reactive and pass all the tests. So me personally, when I was younger, I used to think, or I used to have the belief that confidence was being overtly or outwardly focused. Okay? So outwardly focused with your personality, with a willingness to communicate with ease. Right? So I would look at other people and I'm like, oh, that person's willing to communicate with ease. Or look at that guy. He's willing to talk so much to the woman or to anybody. Right? And I used to think that that was confidence, because from the outside looking in, you would look at a person who is doing that and you would say, wow, they're so strong. They're brave. They're able to talk to these people. And then as I got older, I realized what a lie that was. Such a huge lie. This was a massive false belief. And here's why. The more you communicate at all, literally the more you talk at all, the more you communicate at all, the more you open yourself up to interest tests and her losing desire for you, as well as the mystery wearing off. Okay? This is why men who oftentimes carry themselves with some kind of mysterious aura, or they're not willing to communicate, those are the men that they gravitate towards more, because he is not giving her a lot of attention. The more you communicate at all, the more you open yourself up to interest tests, okay? As I've gotten older, I started to realize that confidence as a masculine man is being 100% okay, being inwardly focused, okay? Inwardly focused on you, okay? Almost like you're in your own world and really don't care what anybody thinks. If you operate in your own world and you don't care what anybody thinks and you do things how you want to do them, that is when a woman looks at you and goes, wow, he knows himself. Wow, he has a true congruent identity with who he is. He understands himself. This is who he is. Because you don't feel the need to be overly expressive. You don't feel the need to have to qualify yourself and over communicate to everybody. You don't feel the need to give follow-up conversation for reassurance. You understand that you have enough value as is. This is what true confidence looks like. A lot of you out there who are watching this, if you truly internalize this, right, and you realize that the most confident masculine man is probably 100% okay being inwardly focused on himself, this is when you're going to have so much success. You're going to notice your aura and your energy. Women are just drawn to it. This is how it happens. So in this column right here, we're going to talk about her feminine illusion of strength, okay, that she's going to put forward towards you, okay, and why you need to just oftentimes pass the test with patience and move on. Time fixes a lot of things. Being reactive shows that you're in a state of urgency, which means that you actually believe that time is of the essence and you need to fix these things right away if arguments or if tests or if pullbacks happen. Couldn't be further from the truth. You have to remain stoic and grounded and not do anything. So you need to embody the element of patience, okay? It's going to help you be more masculine. So if a woman really likes you, okay, and maybe there's a chance she's even sleeping with you, okay? If you've ever been there before, you understand what I'm talking about. Maybe you've had a girlfriend, maybe you're in a long-term relationship. I don't really care, but just stick with me. What you have to understand is if you are with her, you are at this time right now in her life, right now, you are the active male energy that is in her life. You are the man who's leading her emotions. You are the man who's leading her. You are the active male energy in her life. This is what you have to know right now at this time if you are dating somebody. Now, what she is going to need to do is she will need to prove to herself that it is wise and good to continue to be with you. How does she do this? She does this by testing you and even potentially pulling back. And this is why you have to understand that if this happens, when this happens, because it will happen, like I told you over here, whether you do everything wrong or everything right, you can expect her to pull back, to test your interest level, to see if you're strong and grounded, or to see if you will get reactive. As a man, you have to have discipline. You have to have discipline and master your own internal emotional fortitude and your own internal energy. If you lose that discipline, you will lose her attraction because she's attracted to that strength. You have to understand this, or you will constantly be a guy with a bunch of external attraction mechanisms, looks, money, and status, and you have no inner workings of male energy or male persona to retain her interest. She loves that you don't need her, and she loves that during the day, you're thinking about other things besides her. That's what she actually loves. So she will need to prove to herself that it is wise and good to continue to be led by you. So when she pulls back, you do absolutely nothing besides sit there and embody patience, which is what she wants to see, that you're strong enough to do other things through the day than sit and worry about her. Because the truth is this, if you are the masculine embodying strength, she should be worried about retaining your interest because you're the one with the strong, virtuous characteristics that she needs out of a man. Keep that in mind. So this is what you have to know. She is always secretly and silently hoping that you pass the test. If she was with you and if she liked you in the beginning, why would she want to stop liking you? She wouldn't. She's hoping that you continue to demonstrate the strength that she needs out of a man despite getting to know her on a longer time period. So she's always secretly and silently hoping that you pass the test. Deep down, okay, this is what you have to know. Deep down, she's rooting for you. She's rooting for you and hoping that you pass these tests. But most men fail and go the other way. Most men go the other way of failure because they don't actually see what's happening. She doesn't reply to him, and now he second guesses his text messages, or he starts texting her more for absolutely no reason, when what he put in the beginning was perfectly fine. But now he feels the need to add added exclamation marks and emojis and keep following up. It's pointless. It's weak. He second guesses himself. She sees that weakness. Now she lowers attraction. Number two, let's say she seems tired or less engaged when you're sitting there on a date or hanging out with her. Now that guy wants to kiss and cuddle more. This is weakness. Now her desire drops even more. Instead, like I told you, embody patience. Let time move on. The more you just let time move on and you focus on other things, the better you're going to be because she sees that you're grounded and rooted in strength. This is also why you need your faith, because faith would be the opposite of fear. That allows you to have more elements of masculinity. She seems tired or less engaged. He wants to now kiss and cuddle more. She feels that weakness. Last but not least, she starts an argument. He instantly apologizes, even if he did nothing wrong. This is weak. So here's what's going to happen. Women want to see if you embody weak behavior. And the more weak behavior you start to show and demonstrate, the less she trusts your judgment, the less she wants to be led by you, and the more she sees that she can control your emotions simply by creating some kind of drama or just by not talking to you for a little bit. If that is what's going to affect you, then you need some serious inner work, because you will run into this with almost every woman that you're going to date, or even potentially every woman that you're going to date. You will keep running into this over and over. And this is why guys say, oh, well, my first girlfriend did this, and then the second girlfriend did the same thing, and then the third girlfriend did the same thing, and then my wife did the same thing, and then I got cheated on for the fourth time. It's like, okay, it might be time to implement some new beliefs here, because what you fundamentally believed about your dating life was wrong, even though you believed it to be true. So you have to humble yourself to accept the new truth in order to actually gain some wisdom so you know what to do. If you like this video, I want you to hit the like button, comment and subscribe, and start to learn, understand, and master the language of women. I created this entire end-to-end process for you. I already did the hard work for you. I already did the heavy lifting for you. And the coolest thing about it is I already put it in sequential order for you. So literally all you have to do is just copy paste it into your dating life and go. Go and check that out. Go and get results. I made it for you. I made it so you can get results quicker. I made it to help you. Go and see what I made. It took me months to build. Go down below and look at that. We'll see you in the next one.